What is up, Squared Nation? Welcome back to No Counters, No Combos, and today we are back in the Battle Chamber. Shout out to Level 1 Games for the most consistent logo in the northern New Jersey area. We have Kevin on the left playing his famous, infamous, super popular red-green Kaio-Ken deck, and we have Johnny on the right playing the new Gohan leader from Set 7 with, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's a triple flash GT variant. So we're going to get right into it. I know this gameplay has been long overdue here. I do apologize for the delay, but we have it now, so we're going to get right into it, and here we go. Kevin started by charging the Broly as a dual color energy, so it comes in rest mode and passes. Johnny draws, charges his triple flash SPR there, taps the one energy to play Pint Size to look at top 7 for a Goku GT, and he adds another Pint Size to his hand. So let's see if he's going to activate his leader skill. Gohan's got a really strong leader skill in Set 7. It's an auto burst 2. You can burst 2, and then if your opponent has more than 4 life, you can essentially burn yourself for 1. So you burst 2, you take a life, your opponent takes a life. You can burn them all the way down to 4. So you're doing 4 guaranteed damage no matter what. So it's making Gohan a very aggressive leader in Set 7. So that's exactly what Johnny does. He goes down to 7, burns Kevin to 7, and then swings at him to go down to 6. Passes to Kevin. Kevin's going to charge his Trunks. He's got 2 green and 1 red, I guess, technically. Goku's going to swing. Goku's a very interesting leader. It's a Clash of Fates Goku. It's attack, auto, burst 2, discard 1, draw 2. So you're going to be putting a lot of cards in the drop area very, very quickly, which is going to fuel your Kaio-Ken skill, and you're also going to be drawing a lot of cards as well. Goku's an old-fashioned Awaken Untap 2 leader. I can't believe I'm saying old-fashioned Awaken Untap 2. That's crazy. He's an old-school Awaken Untap 2 leader, and on the backside he has the auto draw, and also if there's a Krillin in your drop area, he gains plus 5k and double strike. So pretty aggressive as well, but you're going to see how Kevin decides to pilot this deck to ultimately efficiently get his win con out and steal a game. Hopefully that's what his strategy is. Let's see if Johnny can avert that. So Johnny's going to charge his second red energy. He's going to auto burst 2 on the leader skill, going down to 6 life and burning Kevin down to 5. Kevin's deck is very defensive. You want to stay at a high life total as long as possible because you want to be able to use your life as a resource for Kaio-Ken. So it's going to be interesting to see how he counters this or combats this. So Johnny's going to play the Intensifying Power Trunks for 1 red energy. And he's going to swing at Kevin, taking a life with the auto, going up to 15k crit. Kevin is going to counter with one of the new green negates from Set 7, which is essentially it's full power energy. You get to counter and then destroy one of your opponent's battle cards that costs 1. And it's also the new drop counters that we spoke about on Tech Talk Tuesday. So he will be able to activate this from the drop area later on in the game. Johnny is debating whether or not to take the life off of the auto. Counters do not negate auto skills because they go into pending. So technically Johnny could still grab the life off of the Trunks, which I think is what the debate was here. He does still have 1 red energy open if he wants to make a further push here, but he could just swing with his leader or pass. He decides to pass. Kevin's going to draw, untap rather, and charge. Now, because you already have a multicolored card in your energy area, the Broly cards that you charge moving forward negate their energy exhaust skill. So they just do come up as active multicolored energy, which is really good. Kevin's going to attack, mill 2, discard 1, draw 2. 10k to 10k, you can see he milled a Paragus there. The reason why this leader, the Clash of Fates Goku, is being used is because essentially, in order to activate your Kaio-Ken skill for 5 energy, you need to have 20 cards in your drop area, 20 red or green cards in your drop area. So Kaio-Ken is going to be the one that efficiently gets that done as quickly as possible, so you can play your win con on turn 5 essentially, save your Awaken, untap 2, and then you go from there. It's very interesting. Kevin's been working on this deck for quite some time. You guys did see the deck profile on one of our Meta Mondays. So I hope you guys have tested it and have had success with it as well. So for Johnny's turn, he's going to charge his third red, tap a red for pint size, look at top 7 for a Goku GT, and you see there he gets the triple flash off of the top 7, and that guy's going to go directly into his hand here. Let's see what he decides to do. He does have enough energy to play Familial Bonds, which will get his 3-drop Goku from the drop area, giving him an evolve target for triple flash. But he's at 6 life, so he doesn't really have the means to kind of do that effectively just yet. But he is going to go down to 5, burning his opponent. So moving forward now, Kevin will no longer take damage from Gohan's skill. Johnny can still activate the effect one more time to go down to 4. Or honestly, the Gohan leader can activate its self-burn skill as many times as it wants. It's just you won't burn your opponent once they're at 4 life. So let's see if any other plays are going to be made. Both players have a significant amount of cards in their hand. Kevin is definitely edging Johnny in hand advantage at this point because he's literally committed nothing to the board. So Johnny's going to swing 10k to 10k. See if Kevin decides to counter. Just waiting for the response here. There's a lot of different things you could do. You can Shocking Death Ball to kill the pint size. You can play the new drop counter to kill the pint size as well. So it's going to be interesting to see if Kevin decides to counter here. He does have a good amount of cards in his hand. He does want to maintain as much life total as possible because you want to be able to use that as a resource moving forward. So no counters from Kevin, no combos from Johnny. Kevin's going to combo the Krillin into the drop area, which is fine because it's going to help his leader on the Awaken side. So Johnny's going to pass, Kevin's going to draw, Kevin's going to charge. So now he charges the 1-drop Raditz, which is essentially a red Borgos. Swing at leader, burst 2, discard 1, draw 2. So it's a very good filter. Like I said, you want to get 20 cards in the drop area as quickly as possible so you can play your win con. And you need to have 20 red or green cards in the drop area. So those Zenos do not count. You specifically have to have red or green cards. So Johnny's going to combo away the pine size to go up to 15 and save himself from taking the damage. And Kevin's just going to pass. He has 4 open energy, 2 multicolored, 1 red, 1 green. So he's essentially got a lot of room for counterplay here. He can essentially stop any play Johnny decides to make, either using the body counter plays or preemptive strike or hidden power of the Saiyans. So Johnny's got to be very careful, more trepidatious this turn. You don't want to play into the defensive strategies here because this leader with the Kaio-Ken is just heavily defensive early until it's ready to go off, which is essentially next turn. So he's playing against the clock here, but Johnny hasn't charged yet. I guess he's deciding what he wants to charge. He is going to Awaken this turn. Gohan is not an untapped 2 leader. He's an old school OG draw 2 leader, but in all honesty, it kind of helps that he's a draw 2 leader, especially if you're playing the archetype specific stuff. But drawing 2 is still really strong. Hand advantage has always been a very important part of this game. And as you can see, Johnny's going to do exactly that. He's going to put himself down to 4 life and Awaken and draw 2. So the Gohan leader on the backside is very interesting. It's an auto sparking 5, draw 1 card. And also he has a skill where you can discard 3 cards from your hand and choose all of your red and green battle cards. Basically, you choose your entire board as long as it's red and green, or red or green or both. It gets plus 10k attack power, and the leader does as well. And also, if you activate Alliance on your turn, you can destroy one of your opponent's battle cards. So looks like Johnny's going to tap 2 for Familial Bonds here, and Kevin's going to respond with a counterplay of his own. He's going to play the Mach Speed Kaio-Ken Son Goku, which we talked about in Tech Talk a couple weeks ago, essentially making his target die anyway. Your main target for Familial Bonds here with Gohan GT is going to be your 3-drop GT Kid Goku. That becomes a 5-drop when you're at 4 or less life. But because he has 15k power, Mach Speed is essentially going to reduce that power to 0, because Mach Speed reduces 10k when it's played, and then another 5k when it's played on your opponent's turn. So essentially it negs something to a 15k, essentially reducing its power to 0, and by game mechanics sending it to the drop area. So that's what the clarification is going through right now. essentially you do have to blind counterplay on Familial Bonds, but because Familial Bonds is very specific, you're pretty much guaranteeing a solid play here by reducing the power to 0. So if it was something where it was like World Peace or something like that, where you could just grab anything equal to your energy, if it was 20k, it would survive. But in this specific situation, Familial Bonds grabs a specifically a 3 or less, 15k or less sand from the drop. And because he did activate Familial Bonds, he does get to search his deck for Dragon Balls. I think it's up to 2 Dragon Balls and put them in his hand. So you can see he's definitely playing the 4-star balls here, which is very interesting. I do apologize for the glare. There's unfortunately not much I can do about that, but that is a Mach Speed Kaio-Ken Son Goku. So let's reset the game state here. Johnny's turn. He's sitting at 4 energy total, 2 active reds. He's going to free play his Videl blocker. He's going to swing at leader 15k to 10k. He's going to auto draw. Kevin does not have any counters. Let's see if Johnny decides to combo up on this swing here. He's going to Champa, going up to 25k double strike on his leader. So he really wants to do this 2 damage here. So you got to be careful here. You don't want to overextend too much. He's going to throw a 4-star ball at it, making a 30k double strike, which is a lot. And Kevin's just going to snap take that 2 damage and go down to 2, which is very, very interesting at this point. I mean, I think he's under the impression that Johnny cannot kill him this turn because essentially he doesn't have enough resources and he did stop his familial play. And now going into turn 5 with 5 energy, I think there's a good amount of red and green cards in the drop area. There might even be 20. So I think Kevin's confident enough that he'll be able to play his Kaio-Ken this turn. That's the play you want to make in this deck. I mean, essentially you want to get your Kaio-Ken out on turn 5, awaken, untap 2, so you have energy open for some type of defensive play if needed, and then just kind of try to win the game with your Kaio-Ken. But Kevin's gonna swing leader to leader, so he can get the auto. It's gonna burst 2, discard a card. See what he decides to discard. Okay, and draw 2. So he should be at 20 cards in the drop area, red and green, if I'm not mistaken. He might have to combo a few cards here, just in case. Let's see if he decides to do that. I think he's filtering his hand to see exactly what he needs to ensure himself a victory. Kevin's very good at pre-calculating his turn, which is amazing. I wish it was something that I can do better as well. You know, watching Kevin play, I've kind of learned a little bit how to do it effectively. But he is going to combo up, so he's at 10, 20, 30, 35, super combo 45, super combo 55, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 55. So he's at 55 single strike. He's going to force Johnny to go down to 3, which is kill range for Kaio-Ken because it is a triple striker. He's going to combo up another going up to 60. And that will essentially get him his 20 card count in the drop area to essentially play his win con. I mean, you play Kaio-Ken in this deck and you just win because you're going to snipe their cards. He's only going to be able to snipe 1, unfortunately, because he's at 2 life, but he does get dual attack, and being a red leader, you know, Johnny doesn't really have access to normal negates unless he's teching them in. Your main counter is going to be after image technique, which does not negate the attack essentially. It just reduces the attacking card by 10 and raises your leader. But Kaio-Ken does get that extra 25k buff when he takes a life, so it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. For the most part here, I don't think Johnny is going to combo out of this 65k swing. If he does, he's going to leave himself with no cards in hand, which is rough, but let's see if he decides to try to attempt it, because I think he knows what's coming. You really can't go down to 3, but if you're leaving yourself with no cards in hand, you're not putting yourself in a good position on the clapback. So let's see how he sequences this out. I just don't see a realistic scenario where he combos out of this play. It just doesn't make any sense to me. He's already showing a few cards for combo. He's got 2 Kappa's Awakenings, which is essentially 12k combo power, but that doesn't really do much for you here. That Goku is kind of big. It's sitting at 60, 65k. You know, you'd have to combo a lot to get up to there, and then just for what? For a triple strike dual attacker to come down and essentially beat you anyway. I mean, there's those 3 cards that you get off of life are not going to do anything for you against that big of a body. So he does take the damage, goes down to 3. Kevin's going to hardcast the Kaio-Ken Son Goku here. Kaio-Ken's the new SR that we got in set 7. It's a 25k base. You can play it for 5 energy when you have 20, at least 20 red or green cards in your drop area, and in activate main, you can take a life, look at your opponent's hand, and take 1 card out of their hand and place it in the drop area, and then when you do so, he gains plus 25k power. And if you're at 1 life, he gains dual attack and triple strike. So it's a lot of card text. It's like a wall of text, but it's an efficient finisher for 5 energy. And Kevin's gonna obviously awaken and untap too. So essentially, he's playing him for 3 this turn, which is insane. As you can see, this is a newer set. Players are not as familiar with cards just yet, so Johnny just wants to make sure he gives it a quick glance to make sure that he's not doing anything out of his element. So he's revealing his hand, and obviously, you're taking that after image out because you can combo out of everything else, and you just calculate combo power, awaken, untap 2, swing for 50k triple strike. And even if Johnny does combo out of this first one, which I think is possible, you're gonna obviously block, of course. Yes, I forgot the Vidal blocker was there, but then now the shotgun happens. So 50 base, triple strike. Johnny does not have a counter, so let's see how high up this gets. So we're sitting at 50k triple strike at this moment. Johnny does have 3 life, 1 red energy open. Unfortunately, his after image was sniped out. But Kevin decides not to combo up on this triple strike and says, I'm staying at 50. Johnny's going to super combo twice. So 15, 25, 35, 45, 51, and he survives. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Maybe Kevin has a follow-up play. He's going to swing with his mock speed, 15k to 15k. Nothing's open at this point. Okay, arrival. Yep, that makes sense. At least that's what I think is happening. He's comboing. It looks like 2, 15, 30k. No arrival play. Interesting. What is Kevin deciding to do here? Very, very interesting. Not exactly sure where this is going. Yep, so Johnny takes it. Maybe there's an overrun play? Oh, wow. I forgot about that. Paragus dropped a secret rare, and the game is over. I totally forgot about that play. That's disgusting. Wow, that is insane. So you guys have seen it firsthand, the power of this deck. By all means, try it out. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Shout out to Kevin for building this monster of a deck, and big braining it all the way. But essentially, this game is over. There's nothing Johnny can do. Extend the hand for defeat. Sportsmanship is key. We really do appreciate all the support you guys give us here at No Counters, No Combos. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and we will see you in the next video. Be there or be squared.